recording?
Yeah.
Right. So we have a roll call of everyone present with the exception of Suzanne Miller. Go forward on the agenda with the approval of minutes from last month. Thank you for having all this information in the boxes last week, so everyone can review that.
I can get you 20 tables for Saturday.
Okay, then we're
Right on.
chairs,
What-
two,
Huh?
two chairs.
Didn't say anything about chairs.
Said tables and chairs,
You said tables.
and enough chairs for 50 people at least is what, and you said, I said 75, and you said, well, you couldn't get 75.
Yeah, we only got 25 tables, so that's leaving 5 at the school.
Yeah.
They gotta be back Monday.
Yeah, that's fine,
Right. Boys can take them up Friday.
yeah, well, is
So
that
you
right?
need 50 tables, 50 chairs.
Make a motion. I'll second.
Any other discussion? And vote roll. All in favor? Going forward, we have a resignation letter from Suzanne Miller. I'll pass it around for everyone to review. I'll read it. Okay. To the Village of Amanda Council, please accept this letter as the official notification that I am resigning as a council member of the Village of Amanda Council effective immediately. Due to recent personal circumstances with the loss of my son, I will no longer have the time to devote to the village. My family obligations will now be requiring most of my time to make sure that my family is taken care of. My grandchildren are all involved in different sports, going different directions. It will take all of us to make sure they are taken care of and getting to where they need to be. I consider it an honor to have served with each of you and have learned much from all of you. From Suzanne Miller. So when we fill her seat, I'm gonna say Suzanne Miller did more than an hour and a half a month. She took a lot of time and energy, research. She has all her trainings. Like she chaired the Parks Committee like no one else I've seen in my limited 6 years serving through the government of the Village of Amanda. Her seat will definitely be a lot to fill, and we obviously understand why. So I'd entertain a motion to accept her resignation.
So move.
Second. And any other discussion? Vote for. With the posting of 30 days per Ohio Revised Code in our village handbook, since we have a holiday on the first Monday of September, our next meeting wouldn't be until September 11th, which exceeds the 30-day time period for us to review any letters of interest that would be submitted. So I would suggest a special meeting for council to review the letters that will be submitted since we won't meet within the 30 days. How does council feel about that?
So the next regularly scheduled meeting will be September 4th, correct?
11th.
Well, the next
Regular
regularly
meeting.
scheduled meeting will be September 4th, but that's Labor Day.
Correct.
So then that would fall on the 11th, which is technically a holiday, not holiday. It's kind of, I don't know. I would make a motion that we move that meeting to September 5th, Tuesday, September 5th. If that pleases the rest of the council,
Instead of September 11th, go to Tuesday, September 5th.
right?
How does that go for everyone?
Say it again.
And
I
he's
couldn't
looking,
hear you, so.
he's looking
Oh,
for his
okay.
football schedule. Put it on most willing to bet you.
You know what? I never checked mine to make sure.
If we did September 5th, that would take us to the 29th day, so we could still have that meeting and discuss letters. And are you able to make it?
And we will do that place.
So, how about Wednesday, September 6th? How's that look for everyone?
I mean, do we need full council to do
30
this?
day.
We have to have a vote.
Is it
Or-
forum?
So like I said, I can suggest to you to make a special meeting to review, or we can just hold it till September 11th and go for that.
The sixth works for me. One
That is
question,
Cherokee Independence Day, just a little FYI.
one question I have, so I have looked at the revised code. We have got also an opinion from our council. I have looked, well, the Attorney General's website and the Secretary of State's website. In doing so, I have not found anything, and I don't even think our letter from our attorney said that we have a posting period, right? I
Correct.
mean, there's nothing that says we have to post this in any form of media for a certain time frame. So literally, if somebody walked in here today with a letter of intent or letter of interest, we can move on today, correct?
I am not confident in that answer.
I
Everything
think
you
you
do,
gotta
we have
have
to have it
Yeah, I
posted.
felt like we had to
access,
post
people
it.
have to have
Yeah.
access to that.
Yeah.
Put
We
their
have to post it.
time in.
Okay.
Everything we do have to be posted.
And the 30-day thing is if council doesn't appoint within 30 days, the mayor has the right to appoint.
Correct, but that's my hangup is I've researched that and I can't find anywhere where specifically states through a higher revised code or anything that we must post this.
We're obligated.
We're
Post everything that
obligated
we
to
do.
post through the other stuff.
Okay, so it's more of an obligation than a standard or
Required.
requirement.
Even when you guys pass an ordinance,
Mhm.
it says that I have to post it.
Sure,
And
I
it
realize
doesn't-
that.
It doesn't even go into effect until 15 days after the date I
Right,
posted.
right, I understand that.
Not the meeting date, but the date I posted 15 days after that.
So for the sake of our next meeting, how does September 6th look for everyone? That keeps us on 30 days from tonight. Everyone will have letters of interest posted or placed in their mailbox for review by September 6th. Rob, does that date work for you?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm listening to everybody else.
Well, I'm at Groveport for a 5 o'clock start, 5:30 start, so that's not good for me.
So do you want to have a special meeting and keep the regular meeting at September 11th? Or just proceed on September 11th with everything?
As councilman, I say no. Because we have a right within 30 days to appoint as council.
And that's why I suggested a special meeting for your right.
So we're gonna go the Monday before, I don't have my calendar with me, the Monday before.
The Monday before would be August 28th. Lena has a dentist appointment. That's all I got on that.
Labor Day month is
Yeah.
screws everything up.
Sure does. Start of school and everything else. My foot just died.
What time do you
How about Wednesday the 23rd?
So is this a special meeting or in place of September's meeting? I just want to be
Special
clear.
meeting.
Special.
Wednesday, the 23rd of August.
So that is just a couple weeks away, and then how do we do the, so when we post letters of interest,
I'll just have it be before that date, that way we can get it in the box a couple days.
so they'd have 2 weeks, basically. Okay. The 23rd at what time? I have a little pet sitting at 7, but I can be like 15 minutes late if you come in at 6. Shouldn't take us that long.
And that's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, the 23rd,
I won't be here, be able to be here by 6:30 will work better for me, but
6:30
we're not
it
gonna, we're
is.
not gonna hit.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's
we're gonna
schedule.
try to make
Only
everyone
thing we're
happy.
discussing is, appointment.
Right, I mean, as long as we have quorum, I mean.
We're not making that decision that evening, right? We're just discussing it,
No.
making the decision. Okay, so I'd like to see everyone here if possible. Are you able to make it Wednesday, the 23rd at 6:30? Rod, are you able to make
Yes.
it? Dwayne, Mark?
I should
Hopefully.
be able to make it by 6:30, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll
Oh, I
post,
can't put it in my phone, so I'm afraid.
I'll remind you, we'll post the special meeting and letters of interest to be submitted. The special meeting 6:30 on the 23rd, the letters of interest to be submitted within 2 weeks. Sound good? Going forward, we have people before council. Mr. Nick Gardner,
Sorry,
What I'm trying to figure out here is the fact I did take out a builder's permit for the barn back on my property that butts right up to the alley. After we went ahead and got it siding and everything removed off, we did take off the lower board siding and redo the 4 main beams, foundation beams in the back. We had termite damage that had rotted them off. The barn had been leaning for 11, 12 years or so. After we removed the siding off the barn, we ended up getting I ended up getting a road up for it and was given 30 days to get it finished and completed. I am not going to be able to make it within that 30 days because I am now down to 1 week. But during this time, we have now got all 4 main beams replaced plus a 5th. We have started adding in a 2x4 siding on it, and as of this week, we're going to be starting on siding. What I'm asking is to be able to, since we did have a builder's permit that ran to the end of September, I do have an artificial shoulder, and since I cannot get my builders in time, I am being forced to get into this build, as well. I have no problem with that, but I prefer not to injure myself or put myself in any kind of bad shape here. So I'm just trying to see if there's any way I can go back to the original contract since the foundation is fixed. The contract, I was written up for the barn leaning, and the barn is not leaning anymore, and the foundation has been fixed, as of this time and is in good shape, and we should not have any other issues from here on. So we are now down to just 2x4s, a few 1x, and then metal siding going right back on and finishing the building. So, and that also gives me time financially to add a little more to the funds, getting this built. So, yes, I would see that would be something that you guys would
So
be interested
mobility and financial kind of, October-ish, you're thinking, November-ish?
Actually, if I could just do that, I think the original contract was to go, or the builder's permit was to end in September. If I could just go and get to that date of what I originally had, I think I should have no problem getting this finished. And
Is that
you
enough
guys
time?
Yes. I feel like I can get that figured out. Yeah.
So I personally don't have a problem with that. My whole concern, sir, was that, and I know it's been leaning for a while, but my concern was the way it was leaning. If it does go, it's going to go into the alley. And so, but I think if you
Our
got
last 2 big storms did
Yeah.
kind of help with that.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, but I think if you've got it shored up to where there's no lean hazard now or fall hazard, I mean, I'm good with going to the end of September, the original builder saying.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Do we need a vote or?
I don't think we need a motion or a vote. I just want to thank you for coming before council, and that's the way it's done. You just kind of transparent and let people know what's going on.
And my biggest thing is the fact, for generations to come, I just have known very little about. Thank
All
you.
of us are.
Yeah.
Mr. Martin?
Benny, is that all right with you?
That's fine with me as long as that end's boarded up enough that kids can't get in there. That was one of my concerns too, is
Okay.
kids could get in that end, and them stairs stuff that went up in there. I didn't want to see some kid get in there and fall and get hurt. That was one of my big concerns with that.
Yeah, kids are curious.
Because you know how kids are, and people don't watch them.
I will be flat out honest. We just did have 2 teenagers, as I'm sure everyone knows which teenagers those were, decided to climb up in there, and they learned their lesson by falling through onto a metal table, which I'm happy that they did. But at the same time, if it makes you guys feel any better, I can take a piece of plywood and cover the top of that and nail it down so that nobody can get upstairs other than us when we need to be.
I think that's what I would like to say.
And we
Because
took all the valuable stuff that we, draw them into there and moved it inside. So, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you.
thank you.
You're good.
Okay. Thank you.
Good.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome to stay, or you're welcome to watch our YouTube channel and quietly listen. All right, Mr. Ben Hedrick.
is there any other people before council?
Now they're observing.
Okay.
Hey, guys, y'all have a great
Thank
evening.
you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Well, the alleys are complete. That company came in. I thought they did a really nice job. They were very good to work with. They put blacktop down in the wheel tracks to get everything level. Now, obviously, the middle, they weren't trying to build a whole thing. So sometimes in the middle of the alleys where it was humped up, the blacktop wasn't very thick. But they did do that before they tarred and chipped them. And I think I thought they did an excellent job. They were very cooperative. They did anything we asked them to do. We had one issue, and I talked to them, and they went back down and did their very best to take care of that problem. And so,
I like because it's all staying where it's put.
And they put down, well, they put down 2 layers. That's the thing. They put it down in 2 layers of the gravel and stuff. They put tar on it and then come back and put a second layer on
They
it.
usually put gravel base, but they did asphalt.
Yeah, they did asphalt.
Yeah, it's great behind my house because it just, I mean, it's put down and it's there.
Yeah.
It's not,
It's not
washing
rolling
around.
everywhere. Yeah,
It's
I
not
think.
just tar and gravel.
yeah.
I mean, so I think, for the difference in for them alleys, it's not heavily traveled. I think that was a very good.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, I know Shar talked to them. I think Dave did even
Yes, sir.
some, and that is, we had one little issue, and I think we took care of it to the best of our ability, and and I thought they were very cooperative. So I was pleased with them. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I was pleased with the way they cooperated with it.
I have traveled them and they all look very nice. So.
Yeah, and it seems to be staying. I mean, I drive them every few days and just to make sure, and everything seems to be looking good. So I'm more than pleased with that. Other than that,
Life Street.
yeah, Life Street. That's obviously that's one that's not going to be done until next year. We put that off to put it up to bid in January. So that will be going out in January.
Ben, do you want to discuss the dump truck or you want me to wait for the service committee?
I think we can do that. We can do that in sort of, or we can do it now, whichever you want. I mean,
You mind if we do services and just go right down to culvert next?
Yeah, that's fine.
okay.
Thank you.
The culvert, we still have a couple punch list items that has not been completed yet. So, they only have so long to do it. I'll have to check with Alan and them, see how much longer they have to do that. I know Trevor sent me an email last week where he CC'd me an email that went to them telling they were trying to get a deadline when they were going to come out and finish doing that stuff.
Did we send the final payment to them?
No, we have not sent our portion of the payment yet.
I've got a question about the culvert. Whose responsibility is it to keep that, like the weeds? Is that our responsibility to keep the weeds and stuff off that hillside? Like where it goes down into where the trailer is and where the creek is? It's kind of I know it's kind of a weird situation.
It is. I don't know. We've never ever. I mean, there was always growed up before, and you never saw any of that stuff. So we never ever done anything with it, to my knowledge. Mark, do you know?
I don't know where the property line is. That would be
I mean,
the answer to that question.
yeah, I don't know either. But I know as far as I've been involved, and it's been for a lot of years. I don't recall us ever mowing or doing anything down there, weed eating or doing anything to try to take care of that down over that bank.
Yeah, and just the only thing is I was looking at it and we've got all that rip wrap down there with the block with the bricks
Right.
and the concrete and stuff. I don't know if it's our responsibility to take care of it or not. So I just wanted to ask the question. That's all.
Yeah.
Can you get on the auditor's website and see where the property line is?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what you could do to it. It'd be pretty hard to go down in there and maintain it, do anything as far as maintaining it with.
Could we spray it?
I mean, that would be your only option is maybe to try to spray it if there's weeds started growing up, but maybe it would look better to the people if there was some grass and weeds and stuff growing up, as long as it didn't get ridiculous. It would help to cover up some of that riprap that was put down over
So
there.
you're talking about taking the trees out too. That's what
I'd like to see it cleaned up. That's all.
The bad thing about spraying that is it's a tributary to Clear Creek.
Yeah, that's another thing. You'd have to watch what you spray. If it got in the creek and stuff.
It's taken 50 years for that to grow. It was never there when, we was 50 years ago,
I know.
Benny. There was
I know.
never there was deer down there on the bank or whatever, and that was always cleaned off. Someone took care of that.
Right.
And now we've disturbed it.
No, it's,
A couple months ago on your meetings minutes, you guys talked about maybe getting some flocks or something to cover some of that riprap. I mean, I just figured I would.
you're not worried about the sorry. You're not worried about the riprap. You're worried about the trees and stuff clear to,
No, I'm just worried. I'm worried about the bank itself, right behind the fence where they put the wood barrier.
Oh. Oh, so you're not talking about from there to Frederick Street? Oh, okay.
I mean, we had to put riprap down over there. If you didn't,
Right.
I guarantee you would have just ate that bank out. As
Right.
soon as we got them hard rains, it would have been gone in no time, as steep as that bank is down there. So, I mean, I don't
We
know.
talked about nature taking its course. too,
Yeah,
didn't we?
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
I don't know what you could do. I mean, yeah, it could be sprayed, but then again, you got to worry about it getting into the water, getting into Clear Creek. So,
Is there a cover crop?
I don't know if you could get anything to cover on top of that concrete and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it would
Iron
grow
on
on,
concrete block.
Hardy,
if it would grow on that concrete or not.
I got a real stubborn one growing up in my house.
Yeah.
Just visit.
Come visit my house.
I wonder if Alan's ever ran into that.
I don't know. I could ask Trevor and Allen if there's anything that they've seen anybody try to use to cover something like that up.
Somebody's calling.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
It's Sky Boats.
I'm not real sure.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what we can do to make it a lot better, truthfully. Paint all the road, yeah. Go down there and paint the rocks. Let,
I'm talking about painting.
see, other than that, I don't think we have anything else.
So you got Light Street, Culvert, and Alleys covered?
The water plant?
Well, I mean, I can bring that up now. Yeah, we've got a few issues at the water plant. Unfortunately, one of our high service pumps faulted on us over the weekend, and I had Tom down there. Tom Muff was in there today, and we got it back up and running. But we're going to have a company come in and check, and there looks like there's a possibility that one might be having issues in the windings of the motor. And if it is, we're going to have to get it repaired or replaced pretty quick. Because I'm one of these kind of guys that I get pretty nervous when I'm only sitting on one pump. What happens if the other one goes? So, anyways, they're supposed to be getting back with me Wednesday or Thursday. They're hopefully going to come in and take a look at that. It's running now. We got it back up and running, but there's no guarantee on how long it's going to continue to run. But the other pump is doing fine, but I just don't know exactly where we're at with that yet. Till we see.
Pumps installed at the same year?
Yeah, the same. They were when the plant was built. They're both 15 years old. So, and I alternate them every 2 weeks, so they got fairly close to the same amount of hours on them. So, I'm going to have them price a brand new pump, and then maybe if we can have them rebuilt, if that one has to go out and get rebuilt, at least we'd have a spare to throw in when that goes down. So when they come and look at it, they're gonna put one of those. They've got one of those testers that can test the windings and stuff in the motor, see if it's so. But I just thought I'd let council know because that might be a fairly large expenditure. That's a 15 horse motor on them pumps, so it's not going to be cheap. But it's something that we can't do without because if something happens, if you order down to one pump and something happens to that other pump,
Yeah.
we can't. We can't. We got 2 days worth of water sitting in the tower. That's it.
We have money in the reserve, right?
Yeah, well, we got money there. I talked. Carrie knows I was dealing with that all day today, pretty much, and we just thought we'd let you know that that's where it's at. I mean, obviously, I was going to go ahead and do it. I wasn't going to bug council because if that pump goes down, we got to have water.
Right.
So,
Well, I think one of the things you gotta worry about now is lead time.
right.
You know, how long is it gonna take you to get one? Cause I mean, lead times are crazy, but I like your idea of buying a new one and rebuilding that one. So you got.
If I could get this in a decent length of time, as long as this one's still operating, what I would like to do is order a new one and then have them tear this one out, even if they say it does need the windings rebuilt in the motor, as long as it'll continue to run for maybe it takes us 3 or 4 weeks to get a new pump. If it takes that long,
If you're lucky.
go ahead and if we can get one that quick, go ahead and order the new pump. And then once it comes in, have them come in and pull that one. They'll have to bring a crane in and go over top of the roof. It's got a hole in that roof that opens up. and they'll have to lean it out over there, pull that pump out, stick the new motor down in. So, but probably just a good idea, just let council know where we're at on that. I mean, it's something that
So we're all in agreement. Get a new one.
yeah, well, I mean,
Don't wait, let's do it.
Well, I was in,
Well, I'm
I
just
wasn't
saying,
waiting,
you
I
know,
was gonna do it anyways,
just-
unless you told me that
I just wanna
absolutely.
make it out there. Get her done.
Cause I mean, I told Kerry when I came back up this afternoon that I was intending to order a new
And
pump.
I told him that's maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
But
Yeah.
Jeff, you'll back me
Yeah,
up
we have
on
the
this.
money.
Sometimes it's cheaper to buy a new one
A lot of times it's cheaper, yeah.
because I know some of the big motors up at school, once they start going, they say it costs more to rewind them.
and that's where I get a price. If it's gonna cost as much to rewind them, you might as well buy new ones. But if you could get them rewound and stuff for half the price of a new one, then maybe it's worth rebuilding one and having it sitting in the room ready to go in case another one goes down. So
And how old are them then?
15, they were
15?
put in 2008. That's when the plant was built.
So, I mean, I guess realistically, we could be looking at getting that one done and then the other one failing in a short
Right.
amount of time.
Yeah.
And needing that backup.
Need that backup.
Sounds like a good plan.
Okay. Well, that's where we were at. Anyways,
All right. Moving on to committees, thank you, Ben. Park and Recreation. Our block party is approaching Saturday, and Carrie has been kind enough to make a sign-up sheet here for everyone to participate, so our constituents can meet council members and everyone else, hopefully, that would like to be a part of that. Would you like to pass that around? I've secured Santa Claus. Yep, that's me, Diana Wallace. Yep, that's me.
You secured Santa
Yeah.
Christmas in July.
You know? I don't think I have much else for Park and Recreation at this time. Budget.
Nothing to report unless you have turned in, Carrie,
The things to they've sent it in, they've sent me a letter that they're reviewing them and to thank us for getting all the paperwork in, but I haven't heard anything yet. So we'll be meeting in October, because we should have the numbers for appropriations for next year, which we'll have to do November, December, before the end of the year, so.
that's it for
Yeah,
budget.
and we're getting a couple quotes, stuff for next year's alleys and stuff and other things. Benny and I are, so we'll have that for our meeting.
Let Keystone Company come back out. Thank you, Dwayne. And zoning?
this month we had 2 zoning permits, one for a swimming pool and one for a handicap ramp. So those were the only 2 permits that was issued this month.
The ramp on School Street,
Mhm.
it looks good.
Yeah,
2x12.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
they didn't mess around.
they did it right. There's no
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah, it's stout. It's,
All right,
wow, who did that?
Dave, chomping at the bit with services.
So a couple weeks ago, the village employees called myself and Councilman Martin up to look at the dump truck, bigger dump truck. And the bed is all laid up on it, the wall is, floor, we looked underneath, there's some damage underneath. So we had asked them to take it down to J-Ron, which is now Central Ohio Fabrication, get a price to repair it and maybe a price to build us a new bed, either out of steel or aluminum. I still didn't get the written estimates, but I was told through a couple of guys that it was going to cost $3,300 to repair it. And that will probably get us through the season, correct, Ben? But
That,
then we will eventually need to put a new bed on.
what they're gonna do too, it's probably gonna be just a hair more than that, because there's some rust on one of those panels, and I said, hey, if we're gonna go to the bother of doing this, we got him down there, just have him cut that out. So he's gonna cut that out and that front thing, so we might be looking at maybe 4,000. He said it wouldn't go be very much more, but I just wanted to, I said, hey, if we're gonna go this far, we might as well fix it, maybe we can get another 3 or 4 years out of it. You just never know. If he puts a whole new bottom in it, fixes them sides where it's bad, if we can get another 3 or 4 years out of it, that would be cheap.
So, I'm so sorry, go ahead.
So did he ever give us prices for fabbing a new bed yet?
he has not given us a price on fabbing a new bed completely.
And this is the bed that was on our list for this year, but then
Yeah.
we couldn't do it because they no longer can make those.
Right.
At the one
Okay.
company that we had got quotes for at our budget meeting. So this is another option.
I'm trying to be clear, because at one point I thought you said around 4,000 and it'll get us through the season, and then you said 3 or 4 years.
So that
It was
fix
like
will
30,
last us a
it
couple
was
of
30,
years.
30 some hundred. Yeah, I think the original was what, 33 or 30
Yes.
something. And then I think we're probably up around, he didn't give us an exact price to fix them other 2 spots that I wanted done while they were doing it. And so we're probably looking at around 4, some maybe 5 at the most, and that's still considerably less than we could.
To get us through the season or for 3 or 4 years?
I think we can. I think if we get all that fixed, the new bed, the new floor, putting that bed, it's probably going to be. He'll probably put a heavier floor in it than what was in it before. I would say we could probably extend it another 3 or 4 years by doing that, because he's fixing everything that's needing to be done.
It was rehab 10 years ago or so when we went and bought it out in Indiana. So it was rehab 10 years ago, and that bed lasted 10 years.
Right.
This rehab's lasted 10 years, so this next one ought to
We-
last 10 years.
We
also.
might get more than that. I'm saying we could probably at least extend it 3 to
Until
4
we
years.
find the price that's
Well, by that
comparable
time,
we like for the new
You know, if
bed.
we get 10
By
years
that
out of
time,
it,
the
by that
truck's
time
gonna
the
be
truck
40
body
years
or
old,
chassis
right?
might need to be replaced anyways. So.
And this is from Salt.
Well, mostly salt. I mean, the guys got the wheels off of it today. I haven't taken the back wheels off of it, and they're going to try to sandblast it with the thing we've got up there. And if that doesn't work, we're going to take it out. I'm telling them, we'll just take it out here to Delmont Feed Services, have them sandblast it, because Ralph, I think, did when that bed was redone the last time. I think they took, or when they
No,
did some work
that
on
was
it,
done when we bought it.
when they patched it. Ralph had it patched a few years ago. There's patches on it.
Mhm.
And they went out because Cherry Pole did
It's
the thing,
2019.
2019 Fleet Services,
4 years ago.
Delmont Fleet Services sandblasted some of it and stuff. So,
Are they gonna coat it with anything?
I don't know whether he will or not, but we could definitely coat it. We can get nothing else. We'll get some of that regular undercoat and have the guys put it on there. That would help to at least maybe protect it and slow it up a little bit. That's all I can.
Thank you. All right, property maintenance, it was my month. You guys got the report in front of you? Did you place everything in their boxes last week?
Dwayne, I'll have, the dates that you need to inspect, or the dates that would have to be after.
Okay.
Because some of them are in the next couple weeks, and other ones at the end of it, not before it needs inspection.
Stay in communication with me.
Yep. We'll do it.
Are there any questions or concerns about property maintenance?
Yes. Have we heard any more about our interior inspection on?
Well, I sent all the information over to the solicitor about whether we want to do like a nuisance or whatever for the property. He's double checking a few things, and then once he does, he'll let us know. And that was 6 days ago, sorry, that he messaged me. So he's just clarifying a couple things before, just decide whether we should just fill it out property maintenance wise through like what's it called?
Nuisance, criminal,
Tear down or do it through
condemn,
a condemn through that, or condemn through a nuisance complaint.
which I think we're working on. Okay, so I think also he's being clear on Ohio Revised Code and procedures with the enforcer and the council.
Right.
So,
That's what he's doing.
just so you have a little more clarity on that. Any other questions about property maintenance or anything else? Okay, going forward with development.
There's no development new coming that I know of.
Okay. Going forward with old business.
Sure, there is one thing that I probably should bring. I know it was brought up the last meeting. They asked for us to do an assessment up there on Lute Street for that possible 4-way stop at Holderman. The county is going to come out probably. I talked to him Friday. He said it'd probably be about 2 weeks. They were going to come out and probably put one of the traffic counters out and do that assessment for us, and then
Nice.
give us. So hopefully by the next council meeting, we should have some idea what the county suggests if anything that we need to do there.
No, where did you, Holderman and Lutz?
Yeah, it was brought up at the last council meeting by some people up there. They thought maybe we ought to do something, so they suggested I get a hold of the county engineers, and then I got back with the guy Friday, and he said they would be out here in about 2 weeks to do it.
That was a good update. Thank you for following through what you said you would do. Thank you. Anything else for old business? Anything for new business?
I do. You guys got this thing from, this guy, doing this cycling thing for Ohio Senior Olympics. It's not for until next year. I contacted the football today to see if they have any conflicts on Sundays. They have no conflicts on Sundays. And it'll be August of 2024, so I figured I would, I called and talked to the guy today. He said he's just trying to get everything lined up for it for next year. And, so I told him I would let you know what you guys said about using the park. I put it in your box after you left today.
So it's at the park.
Yeah, they want to use the park as the station for the bike. There's like 3 different events, doing the county roads, and it's kind of like their stop, and that way they need the place for parking and the restroom facility.
Like staging.
Staging for them to come in and out
At the park or at the school?
at the park.
And you sure that football isn't doing anything at the
Yes,
park?
I called Keith this afternoon, and then Keith's still in Australia, so I called Nick Root, and Nick Root says that they have their games on Sundays, but they're at the school, not at the park. So even next year, Sunday wouldn't be an issue.
And the Masons don't need the park if they do their, whatever they're doing, centennial thing or whatever they're doing.
Now, if we've already got a date here, then they haven't set up dates for the other stuff to happen.
And they came last month and asked for
I think
our,
it's actually 2 years out.
Yeah, it's 2 years out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Cool.
25.
yeah, it's 2 years.
look at me, a day ahead and $1 short.
But I told him I would call him and let him know what you guys said tonight, whether you'd be entertain the idea of using that as a staging area.
Well, it looks to me if they want to do a 20K, that I know that the 5K that's done for the school alumni is around the town.
Well, this is bicycling, not,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it wouldn't be just us, it would be, we'd have to get the township and the county involved.
yeah.
Yeah, they just.
Yeah,
wanna
they're
use
just
our-
wanting to
They
use
just
our
wanna
park
use our
as a
park
staging
as
is
a
what they're
staging
wanting,
area.
their information. They would still have to get together with Fairfield County Sheriff and all that stuff, but they're just wanting to get the
Do
staging
they need a
area.
food truck?
Probably could use one.
Probably.
Who knows?
I'm probably booked already.
Probably, all right.
I just figured
Your
I would.
schedule's bad as mine.
Yeah.
Do you need any kind of,
I just
You just
need,
wanted to bring it up?
well, the thing is he needs to know, that way he can start the planning. So I told him I would let you know and let him know what you said, if you guys agreed to.
well, I don't have a problem with it as long as we don't have any obligations that we have to do with the football team or anything like that, Big League football or any other, as long as there's no conflicting.
If it's a Sunday, all their games are up here.
Yeah,
Right.
So they're just saying 2024, they don't have. a full
Yes,
date.
they don't have a firm date. All they know is gonna be in August.
August or Sunday.
70 to 90 bicycle riders.
That's more packages than Christmas.
You like when Palatonian went through, huh?
That's,
And it even says in
Well,
here
right.
that, perhaps we can even make a donation or charity to the village supports. I don't know. It's,
do we
We
charge
do
a
water
fee
pump.
to?
we charge a fee for typically, but that would be, it'd be up to you if you're gonna leave it for this type of thing, but, because they're not actually using our diamonds, they're just using our parking area, you know.
But they wanna use the restrooms, right?
That's a good point.
Well, I say if we do something like this, that we need at least one of our village employees in charge or, cleaning restrooms, maintaining this breaks, fix it. Do you agree, Ben? We should
Yeah.
have somebody there maintenance wise.
They would have to
Yeah,
go.
Restroom attendant.
Well, 70,
Restroom outlet.
you figure 70 people in the event, then you got all the logistics, people. There's gonna be another 30 or 40 at least.
That's not many compared to what you have down there during baseball and
Oh,
stuff.
I know.
I'm telling you, because Kerry mentioned that, and I said, that's gonna be minimal compared to what we see baseball and bitty football. I mean, they park that place full. I guarantee there's well more than that. I think as long as they had it maintained like before, make sure that if the restrooms had toilet paper and stuff full and all that stuff before, and then, Monday after, they'd have to get down there right away and first thing in the morning and make sure the restrooms were intact. I don't know, that's up to council, but I don't know that we'd have to have somebody there for the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't foresee a problem with this, like.
Are they wanting to use the concession stand area?
Nothing, they didn't say anything about
I'm
that.
a food truck.
Hey, they're gonna use Joanne's food truck.
Well, they're gonna have water distribution, and they're gonna have,
Yeah.
I think more details, he even says that you don't wanna go into all the details, if they need something, I think they'll come to us about that later.
Yeah, I would just, Kerry, I think I would just reach out and ask him
Preliminary.
for a firm date. That way we can plan it. I mean, even if there's no Sundays conflict with football, we
Yeah.
had a firm date
And
that
do we need to close roads or anything for this?
No.
Well,
We
they'll
wouldn't
be
have to.
setting that
Not
up for
us.
sure.
Not us.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Bid county and
Okay.
township.
Also, we wouldn't be able to rent out the shelter house that day either.
Yeah.
That's
I would like us to think about what Mark brought up of if we deem based on attendance as it gets closer and we get firm dates and stuff, that we want to have a village employee there just to protect our interests and look after stuff. That I would say that they would have to pay the hourly rate. and overtime.
well, the overtime rate.
Yeah.
The good thing is it's Senior Olympics, so I mean, how rowdy can it be?
They're not doing.
Well, it's not the rowdiness, it's just,
I know.
water lines break,
Right?
Right.
Toilets clogged.
toilets clog, if it can happen, it happens when somebody else is in your facility.
Right.
We'd be better off planning ahead than we would having to
Oh,
scramble.
absolutely.
I think it's a good idea. I don't think it puts us out anything. And it's, it is good PR for the village.
I can let him know that you guys preliminary said yes, but we still want to get, as soon as the details are in, we can get them, that way we can get everything.
We'd have to get his, insurance documentation,
Yeah, but I agree with Mark. I think I would make it known that we're gonna have an employee down there and they're gonna have to pick up the rate for that employee, that overtime rate.
If that specification's put in, I totally support it. And recommend that we, as a council, support it.
I agree.
I agree.
Sounds good. Anything else for new business? I am going to host a town hall October 6th at the American Legion at 7:00 for the candidates that successfully get their names on the ballot.
7:00.
Yeah. October 6th at 7:00. Take us about 1 month before the election. That's all I have for new business. Going forward,
I would like to say a quick thank you to the ladies doing the TV night. I appreciate it. It's been very well maintained and the
Oh, the
movie night, yes, sorry, not TV night. No,
Next, across street from you.
yeah, they haven't been keeping me up at night with wild partying or anything.
No?
And no,
I need to come down there next
yeah,
Friday.
it's you know what? You get quite the turnout. It's quite
Yeah,
impressive.
I went by it. And,
Did you?
yeah, the Oak Street side.
I'm just glad the kids have something to do, something to look forward to.
You know, years ago, I heard stories years ago that when this was Tommy's pool hall, the old green building there, they used to put a screen up there and then people would bring their lawn chairs and back there
Yep.
from Wilson John Street.
There and the old tavern, which is the old filling station when it used to have the big building, used to be there as well, because my grandparents owned it.
And they get quite a turnout.
That's
Masons
great.
pass out popcorn. It's, you know. It's good to see the kids outside of the house and away from the video games.
Right. Sounds good. Entertain a motion to pay the bills.
Damn,
Damn.
Everyone at once.
big one.
Vote for, all in favor.
Mhm.
Moved to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor. I think that was the quickest meeting in the journal.
That's the quickest one we've had in a long time. Anyways, normally it's an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Well, there really wasn't a whole lot.
No.